Government and politics in the United States. Every week we would watch the presidential debates between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. What I found interesting was how even the smallest remark in a candidate's speech could get national media attention. For example, during the second presidential debate, Mitt Romney made a comment about having
whole binders full of women.
This comment got vast media coverage and was joked about on sitcoms nationwide. I learned that the media can sometimes over-exaggerate topics into something bigger than they might be. I also learned about how big a role super PACs play in the election process. During the 2012 election, there was a plethora of advertisements, radio broadcasts, and mailers that were sent out and were made in an attempt to sway people's decisions. Here's an ad that I received that negatively portrays Elizabeth Warren. The information super PACs give in advertisements can affect the population's vote, so I learned that you have to be watchful of what you read and listen to during an election. Media literacy.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Before this course, I feel as if I was kind of oblivious to all the messages the media gives us on a daily basis. Many of those messages are stereotypes and negative portrayals which linger from hundreds of years ago. For example, when we watched the film Real Bad Arabs, I was shocked in the way Hollywood is depicting Arabs. I had seen and loved some of the movies that portrayed Arab people as criminals. I believe that this is most definitely an issue, and that the media and the people should come together to solve it. Every news source has its own bias. CNN, NBC, Fox can report something completely different on the exact same topic. Before Mr. Parker left, I remember him saying, "There's an innocence about you now that you will not have after you take this course." And the more I think about it, the more I realize that I definitely lost innocence in the way I view the media. The media is more than just a way of communication, it's a measure of power in our modern-day society. Much of our culture relies on media makers to inform us about government actions and the latest headlines. Our knowledge, to an extent, is in the media's hands. I believe we shouldn't just focus on expanding our news networks, but focus on the quality of messages they put out. Community service. Throughout the class, I participated in a variety of community services, from volunteering at the polls to collecting books for the book drive. I learned that being an active citizen means that you help others and contribute to our great nation. But if there's one moment I will always remember, it was when we put the Sandy Hook sign back up on the fence by the tennis courts. When we came outside on that bitter cold day, the sign was in shambles, torn up all over the concrete. Whatever the odds, we came together as a class and pieced it back together. This, for me, was the biggest moment of community service, not just for our town, but for our nation and for everyone in it. The entire class had a sense of respect for all the victims in that tragedy, and to see that sign back up on the fence with all those beautiful candles was the most fulfilling moment in the class for me. I think it proves that caring for others is very important in life, and when we all come together, we can help change the world for the better and make it a more positive place to live. Thank you, Mr. Parker, Mr. Reese, Miss Robb, and all my fellow classmates for a great semester.